So accomplish the three-quarter view portrait, okay? The first thing you want to do is you want to get the shape of the head down, okay? And that shape of the head, if we remember from the video, it was like a little egg shape that we had going on here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to get this kind of egg shape here to begin with. We're going to go ahead and bring the chin down here like this. All right, we're going to bring it up to the top, okay? And we got kind of just this general shape to begin with, okay? Then what's going to happen is this, you guys. Okay? All right, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit to the back part of the head right through here, okay? All right, just going to add just a little bit of a line back here, just kind of bring the back part of the head to kind of bulge that out a little bit. And if you kind of pay attention to these things, you guys, what's going to happen is you got the neck kind of coming back through here. You got this up here. I'm going to do this real quick. Okay. And then once we get kind of this general shape in here, guys, then we can kind of decide, where the center part over the nose kind of goes. All right. And it kind of comes over here. And this is kind of a good thing to get in here, guys. Get this kind of it's almost like a little bit, I call it like a half moon kind of shape that you got going on in here. So we've got that. You can also put in, I've seen a lot of examples of this where they put in kind of that eye line that goes across here as well. That's kind of nice too, just to kind of give you guys a sense of where these proportions are and kind of what's going on here, what's taking place, okay? So we've got that going on here. I'm just going to kind of throw the back of that neck in there for right now too. Once you get this done, I think the next two steps are going to be kind of crucial for getting this kind of taken care of. And that is this, getting the edge of this face, okay? The side, the kind of the profile of this left-hand side, where it kind of drapes down. You have a little bit of the brow kind of dipping in it just a little bit right here. And then it kind of bulges out a little bit more. Okay, kind of comes down on the side, kind of comes out a little bit more. Then you have kind of the chin kind of rounded up like this. And then I can go back in and kind of clean up a little bit of these excess lines that I have here. All right, but really pay attention to this. You're really going to notice that the brow kind of dips in just a little bit. You got a little bit of your cheekbone, and then it kind of comes down here. It might either bulge out in this case, or it might dip in by where the lower part of your cheek is, and then you're going to flatten it out for the chin, and it's going to come over to the right-hand side. All right, I'm just going to kind of bring this up through here. Now, once I get this done, the next step is to kind of look and see where this eyebrow comes down to kind of form it with this nose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this eyebrow. Okay, kind of bring it down, kind of curves right about here, kind of comes down here, and then I'm just going to kind of round off for that nose. Now, pay attention to see how close that nose is to your cheek. That's really kind of important to kind of double check and see where those proportions are. Kind of make sure you're aware of kind of what's taking place with that. All right, and notice too, guys, the bottom part of her nose, it does kind of round a little bit, but it kind of comes down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then I can go ahead and kind of add her back nostril in through here, maybe kind of throw in kind of this shape as well. Okay, so we've got that, and really don't see too much of her other nostril. It's kind of hidden behind there. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of leave that for now. Now, once you get this, moving on to her eye. This eye shape, if you look at it, the tear duct kind of almost touches kind of the bridge of the nose, and the outer edge of it's right up here next to the side of the face. Okay, and it's almost like almost like this teardrop shape that we have here. The bottom lid's going to kind of come more straight across. I got that right through there, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to check out and see where this other eye is going to go, and it almost comes up. The other eye tear duct almost comes up to where that nostril is. Okay, we're going to take this. Going to kind of bring it up a little bit. All right. Okay. Boom. And we got this. And it looks like her eye kind of, her upper eyelid kind of raises up a little bit. Then I can go ahead and get the pupils in here. And the iris. Kind of shade those in. They're going to be really dark. Just really shade those in dark. Going to go over here and kind of get the other one. All right. Going to kind of put that on here as well. Okay. All right. So we've got that taken care of. I'm going to kind of clean up this nose a little bit here too while I'm doing it, maybe kind of lighten up some of those lines. All right, so we've got that. Now, next thing is going to be the mouth. Okay, now to do this, okay, going to take this line straight down. Okay, got a little bit of that kind of Cupid's bow right through here. All right, I'm going to push the outer edge. The outer edge of her mouth comes out quite a ways. Everybody's is going to be a little different. This one actually comes out almost to the eye here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull this down. Almost comes down from the iris region of the eye. And then I'm going to draw this edge in over here. Okay, remember it's going to kind of bulge out a little bit on the upper lip. All right, then we kind of round it on that lower lip. Okay, kind of drag it across this way. And then you can kind of stretch it to the outer side here. All right. All right, so we got this in through here. Now, looking at some of my proportions, I look at the chin that I have drawn on here is a little bit big, so I can always go back in here, kind of clean it up. Guys, don't be afraid. I mean, when you guys start doing this on your actual self-portrait, I mean, you're going to want to move a few things around a little bit. I mean, there's going to be some lines that are not going to match up very well, okay? So you want to kind of keep that in mind. You want to kind of think about that. You know, once you get to this point, you can kind of add a few other details. You want to go ahead and kind of add some the eyelashes in through here. I can go ahead and do that. These kind of, boy, they're really thick, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of add those in through there. You know, things like eyebrows and hair. I usually go ahead, just kind of sketch them in to begin with. Then you can either kind of darken in or you can kind of add in a few other things around them that may kind of help them out a little bit. Okay. For example, the hair too. If I go in here and I've got the hair, I can kind of pay attention kind of how far down it comes. I almost kind of just draw out just the general sections to begin with. All right, just get those general sections. Oops, you know what? One thing I should probably do is I'm going to put that ear in before I do the hair. All right, and just kind of pay attention to the distance here between the corner of the eye out here where that ear is. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of draw this. Let's see, it comes, about wherever the nose is. Use your facial features, those proportions to really kind of help guide you on this. I mean, it's going to be really kind of crucial. So we got that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kind of add a little bit more of the hair in the background here. All right, we're going to kind of pull this up through here. Okay, not too shabby. All right, and then I can go ahead and maybe erase some of the top portion of the head. All right, maybe erase that guideline that I had here too, kind of the middle of their face. We'll go ahead and get some of those kind of taken care of. All right, so we've got those. And then you can kind of go in here and add in some of the lines for your hair. Now, one thing with hair, and we'll go over this at a later time too, especially with the eraser lift technique, but one thing with hair, sometimes less is more. You know, she's got the light in such a way that her hair looks extremely dark on here, all right, and that's perfectly fine, but sometimes you don't need a lot of lines to kind of add in here to create the hair. Okay, just a little bit. Go down through here too. You know, we're going to add a little bit of her collar in here too. We're going to kind of finish this off a little bit. All right. And of course, we'll go over things too later on with shading and kind of get some of that stuff taking place. Okay. But for right now, I'm just going to kind of maybe add a little bit of her eyebrows. She had very, very distinctive eyebrows. All right. But for right now, I think we're just going to kind of go with what we have here, and those are just some things to kind of look for and think about when you start putting this together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. This video will be on YouTube. You can check it out. You can try an example if you want to practice a little bit, kind of run yourself through it. You can stop it at any time, and it's just nice practice to kind of do this. Okay.